From Bakersfield to the corners of Kern County, the best moments from your Golden Empire gridirons. 17 Sports Director Taylor Shaw, football analyst, Renegade head coach R. Todd Littlejohn. This is FFX, the Sunday Expanded Edition. Driven by Sangera Subaru and Dignity Health, Mercy and Memorial Hospitals.
Well, good evening, and thanks for joining us for another Sunday Expanded edition of FFX. Now, Coach, do you buy a new suit every time you win? Because back-to-back weeks, back-to-back victories, and back-to-back clean jackets.
I tell you, this is my fashion coordinator, my wife. She takes care of me.
Well, you look really clean. We got a lot of action to get to, including your big win over Ventura. So what's it time for?
It's time to give the people what they want.
Gather round. It's time for your FFX Game of the Week, powered by SCOE, your Southern California Orthopedic Institute.
Well, we start as always with our FFX Game of the Week. League rivals Liberty and Frontier playing for the first time in 2 years now. Coach, this was a highly anticipated matchup last year, and then COVID canceled the game.
Unfortunately, it did, and you know, as you said, both teams are playing really well, so it was exciting to see them get back on the field.
Well, both teams playing really well this year. Frontier's only 2 losses coming from a combined 3 points. Liberty's won 22 straight league games, and you can see why. Jalen Hankins in the end zone there, early touchdown, gets them ahead 7-0, and then he's off to the races.
Off to the races. Weapons, weapons, weapons on Liberty's offense.
Major X factor for the Liberty Patriots. He had 3 touchdowns on the night. Later in the game, 21-0. It's Krayshawn Kizzy with the reception there. Spins into the end zone.
That's a great move right there to get open and finish in the end zone.
45-7. Let's look at the final stat line in this one for Jalen Hankins. Impressive stuff, really a breakout performance, and we've been waiting to see it all year long.
Absolutely, and again, as we've talked about week after week, look at the rushing yards and the carries, and the yards per carry is impressive.
All right, Brian Nixon very happy about Hankins' performance and his defense.
Defense has been lights out, and we continue to talk about building on it, and they've stacked game together, and we just got to continue to ride them and keep doing it.
You know, we're young on defense, and you can tell at times, you know, some blown assignments, but I'm proud of the way kids battled in the second half. We never stopped believing in each other, and that's going to hopefully pay dividends into next week in the playoffs.
With the Power League title now locked up, 2 of Liberty's rivals were jockeying for playoff position in Northwest Bakersfield. Coach, this was a good one. Garces looking to string wins together for the first time this season. And Centennial, you said that they were going to overcome their first loss of the year, and it looked like that from the start.
It surely did, and I know neither of those teams cared about what happened the previous week. And I tell you, Garces came at them right off the bat, and so did Centennial.
That was Adam Copus to Jackson Santiago. This is Jordan Gallegos calling his own number, taking the plunge into the end zone. So it's 8-7 Garces early on in this game, and this was kind of a back and forth battle. Here, Centennial takes the lead. It's Roland Myers, 5-yard touchdown, so it's 14-8 Jayhawks. Fourth quarter we go. It would be Logan Slanton getting his first varsity touchdown from the 3-yard line, just plowing his way into the end zone. So it's 16-14. Now, Coach, I'm going to bring you in on this one. This was kind of the crucial drive of the game. The interception here by Cage Williams.
Crucial mistake, obviously, by Centennial, but a great play by Garces, that defender right there, coming up with that play that really sealed the victory, to be honest with you.
Yes, they were up 2 at that moment. Then they drive down. Slanton gets into the end zone again, 24-14. So Garces strings victories together as they try to improve their status as the postseason's around the corner.
I think credit to both teams. I mean, this is a great high school football game. Could have went either way. You know, it's frustrating because both offenses would sputter, but credit to both defenses for being able to do that.
With the 6-2 Chavez Titans sitting on the sideline, the 2 closest SSL challengers had a chance to make it a 2-horse race. Kennedy up 7-0, but Ezekiel Osborne with that dime. Look at that, Coach.
What a great throw and catch right there.
Jesus Figueroa ties the game up at 7 all second quarter. Jamison Membry finds a hole. He's into the end zone. So Kennedy would take a 14-7 lead, still second. T-Bird showing their big play ability.
No doubt, and they knew that they had to bring that against Shafter with that, you know, how they play on defense. Boy, I tell you, every score counts.
Julian Orozco to Guyanese Helm. Kennedy hangs on. They win it 29-14.
we lost the game last week, and so it kind of hurt us a little bit in the rankings. So we wanted to make sure that we could come out with a quality win, and this is definitely a quality win for us. We're hoping it's going to move us up a little bit and help us in the seeding in the future. So now it lays us down for an in-town league championship game against Chavez. We're really excited about that and excited for the city of Delano for sure.
Well, Coach, the South Sequoia League title is up for grabs. You just heard it. It will be decided when Kennedy hosts Chavez this Friday. A winner-take-all game. It's exciting.
That's what we were expecting, this late in the year. For us, two good teams playing really, really well right now.
Well, Friday night, the shoes fit right. The Cinderella Tehachapi Warriors capping off a magical run in the mountains with their first league title since 2011. Tehachapi hosting West for their regular season finale. We're going to pick it up in the second quarter. Tehachapi ahead by 7. It's reigning FFX Player of the Week, A.J. Anderson from 10 yards out.
A.J. Anderson and that offensive line that he brought in really showed us that they were worthy of that recognition.
He had 160 yards on the ground. Jack Parks hits David Leone there for West's only touchdown, but this one was all Tehachapi. They wanted that league title, Coach.
They wanted it bad. They started off great year, and they continue to excel each week.
Jacob Root in there for the 9-yard score. We said it, all Warriors in this one. 43-7, that's the final. So Tehachapi wins their 31st league title in program history. Here's a look at Anderson's final stat line in this one. 11 carries, 160 yards, but look at that, 14.5 yards per carry, Coach.
Hey, I tell you, when you get close to 2 first downs every time you carry the ball, that's very effective offensive production.
Well, still ahead here on FFX, a Thursday shootout at Griffith Field. Ridgeview relies on Andres Rivera and Zamir Hall to edge out the Drillers in a thriller. Plus, BC snaps a 6-game losing streak to Ventura. How coaches Renegades sunk the pirate ship.
You're watching FFX, the Sunday Expanded Edition, powered by Sangera Subaru, serving Kern County for over 50 years. You're watching FFX, the Sunday Expanded Edition, powered by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
You know when you're on an airplane and they give you those things to put over your eyes so you can sleep? I'm going to give you this for the BHS highlights, because after losing to Highland, it was another close one, but your Drillers fell, Coach.
This is hard. This is really hard.
Drillers hosting Ridgeview, and they needed this win to stay alive in the postseason picture. Ty Ontario, he's been good for BHS.
He has been good, and he's been very consistent, but man, I tell you, the other guys just didn't show up like they should have.
Still first, you know who shows up? Zamir Hall shows up.
Yes, he does.
20-yard touchdown there. That would make it a 1-point game near half. And then it's Ty Ontario again. This time he hits Kenyon Warner. So BHS up 21-13. To the third we go. It's Zamir Hall back in the end zone. Wolfpack cut it to 2 points. Late fourth we go. This is where things unraveled for BHS.
Yeah, this was a tough one right here. A costly turnover, a turnover and score, no doubt. And that was a tough one right there.
That would put the Wolfpack up 46-35. BHS would try to come back in this one. They got it to 3, but Ridgeview takes it 46-43. Let's look at Zamir Hall's final stat line. He is in the running for the FFX MVP, and you can see why. 207 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns, and you can call that an off night for him.
You know, I just think our kids wanted it. You know, I thought they, they worked hard this week. They've had to persevere the last couple of weeks. We had some things we had to go, persevere through some things, and I thought they did a good job in the second half and get the dub.
Oh man, guys battled. I mean, it was a heck of a game for the fans. Obviously, would have liked a different outcome. I think both teams left it all out there. We just had one too many mistakes, and they made plays.
Well, Ridgeview has a chance to make some noise in the postseason. And speaking of teams that have a chance to make some noise in the postseason, Chris Burton has been tracking some of your league leaders.
Well, that's right, Taylor. Week 10 brought us some needed unity in our communities and clarity when it comes to league champions. We'll take a look back around the county right now. In the Southwest, BCHS relied on its ground game to clinch at least a share of its 8th league title in 9 years. First quarter, Bakersfield Christian on the move. Nathan Perez virtually untouched, 19 yards and the score, 7-zip Eagles. Second play of the second quarter, Perez gets his second touchdown, all twos. The senior finds a lane, 14-0. Eagles soar past the Scots, 48-21 the final. Bulldogs brought home their first banner since 2019 with a dominant performance against Foothill. Up 14-0, Rafael Valderrama finds Nicholas Abbott. These two have been sensational all season. That touchdown to the total. Valderrama was 8 for 13, 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. All Dogs in this one, 40-7. Golden Valley wins the Horizon League. And after a turbulent week in the Northern Kern, Delano and McFarland met at Memorial Stadium Friday in the show of unity. All Tigers in this one, up 7 in the first. Eddie Silva unleashes a rocket nearly 40 yards in the air into the waiting arms of George Inguito. Delano pounds the Cougars 49-0. Defensive battle over at Stockdale. Falcons looking to get back to 500 on the season. Scoreless in the second. Prince Ellis hooks up with Anthony Rico, his favorite target. That's a 70-yard score. But Stockdale would battle back late and take it 20-14. Now, coming off a close loss to league leader Tehachapi, the North Stars stormed into East on a mission, 29-7. And coming off unplanned buys, the Wildcats outlast Wasco 31-20. Finally, the Bears beat down Miramonte 48-17. Well, that's a look around the county from the penultimate week of the high school football season. Well, with only a week left in the regular season, let's check in on the playoff picture. Despite both Clovis West and Buchanan falling up north, the Golden Eagles and Bears still remain ahead of Liberty at the top of the D1 standings. Central and Memorial rounding out your top 5 there. With the rest of the top 10, it's filled with Northern Valley teams. Garces Memorial did move up to number 13, putting them back in Division 1 along with Centennial. So that's how the playoff picture's shaking out right now. Coach Taylor, back to you.
Well, still ahead here on FFX, Coach. Their dominance is undeniable, but is the River League right for Liberty? We'll discuss how the Patriots fit in the Central Section hierarchy. That's next in Coach's Corner.
FFX is proud to be fitted by Finos. When it comes to quality men's suits in Bakersfield, Finos menswear and tuxedo is all you need. Huddle up. It's time for Coach's Corner with Renegade head football coach R. Todd Littlejohn.
Well, it's time for Kern County's favorite segment, Coach's Corner. Now, Coach, I was thinking, with the World Cup around the corner, I was looking into soccer a little bit. I don't know that much about it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But I do know that over in the Premier League, they have relegation, and they also tried to form a Super League. Didn't go very well. Liberty has been incredibly dominant in their league. They just dismantled their opponents here in Bakersfield. So I was thinking, I was just going to ponder the question, should Liberty break away, maybe call up Central, call up Buchanan, call up a Clovis, and say, hey, we should start our own Super League?
Well, I don't know if they should do that. You know, one of the things I will say, though, about Liberty's program, they've done a great job of development. You know, anytime that you can continue to do and be consistent like they are year after year, I think you have to take into account what their freshman or JV team is doing. And those young men are ready to play once they get to the varsity level. I think and I can't say as to how the other high schools are doing it, but I think that's something that they should really pay attention to. You know, and year after year, you look at like in Alabama as an example that pretty much ran the SEC, and now you're seeing through the transfer portal things are balancing out. I don't know if them forming a league like that up with the northern teams would be the answer. You know, it's hard to say, but a good conversation, though, to have.
All right, he shuts down my crazy theory, but he has some expert analysis. Coach, it's time for our picks of the week. Liberty's playing BHS, so we're going to throw them out of this one for right now. But we've got a great one coming up. It's Frontier and Centennial. Coach, 2 other teams in the Power League. Who you got?
Oh, my goodness. This is a tough one right here. You know, I'm actually going to go with Frontier. I know they're away, but I think because they played in some close ball games, it's something that they'll be able to finish.
There's a banner on the line in Delano. Chavez, Kennedy, who you got?
Oh my, this is another very, very difficult one. Ooh, Kennedy's a home team coming off a big win. I'm going to go with the home team, Kennedy.
All right. Remember what happened last time you picked
know.
against Chavez, remember?
Well, you know what? Can I change it?
It's locked in. Wasco versus Shafter. It's one of the greatest rivalries in the history of California high school.
Throw out the records, throw out everything at this point. Wasco's a home team. I'm going to give a slight edge to Wasco.
Those are your picks of the week.
This game has been really a thorn in my side, as I told our team.
That was you on Wednesday. A thorn in your side. How you feeling right now?
The thorn is out.
All right, it's time now for your Renegade Report. BC, after overcoming, 8 years of losses against Canyons, you go and you play Ventura, 6 straight losses. You didn't even know about this.
Didn't know about it. All we do is prepare to be 1-0 after every single week, and none of that other stuff mattered to us.
Well, Joe Campbell wanted to be 1-0 against the Pirates, makes his way into the end zone there for the early score. Then what happened here with Ventura, Coach?
And I tell you, he's a great running back. A lot of missed tackles by us, a lot of guys diving, but we knew they were going to be a good team. They're a championship team, and we were going to have to continue to play every single play, against them.
That was Jesse Valenzuela for the Pirates. Then it was Campbell again. Campbell having the night of his life, Coach.
Another great read by him. You see all the defenders were chasing our running backs, and man, he made a great play. Great read there.
The final score in this one, 31-21, Coach. So let's take a look at Joe Campbell's final stat line. I said he had the night of his life. This is his best night as a Renegade.
Yes, it is, and efficient. That's one of the things that we talked about, is just being efficient with taking care of the ball, running the offense, and he was really good with that, and got some quality reads where, again, got in the end zone 3 times.
I texted you earlier. I said, what were your key takeaways from this one, Coach? What were they?
Man, I tell you, we had a good mindset the week of practice. I thought we did a great job coming off the Canyons win and then having a couple extra days to prepare for Ventura. We protected the quarterback, only gave up 1 sack, which is always huge. We ran the ball effectively. We challenged the O-line. We felt like if we can win up front, then we'd have a chance to win the game. We rushed for 225. Again, our backs ran very, very well, all 3 of them. And we got to improve our play on defense, but we improved enough we had an opportunity to really shut them out. So they're the champions. And, in order to be a champion, you got to go through the champion.
All right, 14 years of losing in the last 2 weeks, you've overcome. Right. It's a new program there at BC. On to Long Beach now. Still ahead on FFX, a game-saving play in a Patriot who's finally getting his shine. We'll break down the best moments of Week 10 and reintroduce you to an all-area talent. The FFX Awards are next.
FFX is proud to partner with Valley Sports Media. Follow at V Sports Media for exclusive football content throughout the season. It's trophy time. The FFX Awards, brought to you by Jerry's Pizza and Pub.
Welcome back. Oftentimes in a tight game, teams can point back to a single play that swung the momentum when it was needed most. For Garces Memorial, that came late in the 4th quarter. All right, Coach, it's time to hand out some hardware. It's our FFX Play of the Week. This one transpired over at Centennial. It was late in the 4th quarter, as we said. Adam Kopis slings it out, and it's caught by Cage Williams, the interception.
That's a big play by Cage right there. When you need a play, you got a guy that can make a play, and hey, he attacked the football right here. That's a great play by him, which obviously became a game changer and for them to seal that win.
He gets it over Jackson Santiago, one of the best receivers in the entire Central section, 6'2", but Cage Williams gets the ball.
No doubt. Hey, does defensive player get you got mossed?
I think so. I think so.
Chance for it.
Well, you know what he gets? He gets our FFX Play of the Week award.
Your FFX Player of the Week is presented by Vertical Raise, the premier online fundraising platform.
Well, Coach, we've been singing Liberty's praises all show long, so it's only fitting that, well, we give our biggest award to their leader. His name is Jalen Hankins. He's a senior running back. He had 3 touchdowns this week. But more importantly, your team got the victory. Jalen, what does it mean to be the FFX Player of the Week?
Thank you for having me out here, and I'm just really appreciative to be out here.
What are some of the things that you have put on yourself and obviously for the team in general moving forward as you all approach the playoffs?
Really, we're just taking it week by week. We just really want to build on every single performance that we make every single week, and so we're really just focusing on this next week in BHS. I feel like we really put together a whole team performance last week all around, and I feel like we could really build on that as we build momentum going into the playoffs.
Okay, I know you take it week by week. That's certainly the Brian Nixon mindset. But if you could just step outside yourself for a second here. We've made so much about the 23 straight league wins. I believe it's 41 of your last 42. The utter dominance by this Liberty Patriots program as a senior, somebody that's about to graduate, to make it to the state title game last year. What does it mean to be a part of this ride?
Oh, it's awesome. It's been a fun ride to be a part of such a great program, and they really, Coach Nixon and the whole staff, they really help put our players in good positions to really just contribute every week, and that's been shown through the past years, and it's just great being brought up in such a great program in the city, and it's really just a team effort every single week.
On to BHS. That does it for this Sunday expanded edition of FFX. For more high school football coverage, just head to kget.com and click on that FFX icon. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we're going to see you back here next Friday at 11:11.